What do we have for Aquarius? The star, Aquarius, that is your energy coming right out the gates of the reading. Aqua, there's two messages that were really being emphasized intuitively before I began the reading. The first one goes along perfectly with this star that we have coming in at the beginning of the reading. This is representative of the path the divine is wanting you to take right now. You're really being called to go after your passions, your purpose. The things you're destined for in this life are essentially all laid out in front of you. But there's a few things that may be holding some of you back. And I feel that a lot of it, if not all of it, has to do with other individuals, quite possibly opinions on what people may think that you're taking this path in your life, the naysayers. I was also picking up on a lot of gossip inside the Aquarius collective, so much so my left ear was burning leading up to this reading. It's very important that you're careful what you share with others right now, Aqua, in relation to this path you're taking. You need to really discern who deserves your trust right now and liberate yourself from what others think of you. You also need to ask yourself, do you want to surround yourself with individuals that don't support you on the path you're being guided to take? This is usually one of the biggest challenges that we have to overcome when we're stepping into, let's say, an energy of mission, which is all connected to our purpose and fulfilling our destiny. You know, this can be seen as the resistance. Sadly, it's going to be family, friends, people really close to you. But it's you overcoming those obstacles in your life that shows your dedication to said path. And this usually results in the divine preparing a table for you in front of your enemies. Because the divine loves to make an example out of people just like you, Aqua. This is what you're being called to align with in your life. And this is never an easy path. Taking the spiritual path, taking the path of the chain breaker is painful. It takes a lot of strength and courage to be able to overcome these obstacles and stay on path and continue to align with your destiny. There's a very small percentage of people on this planet that actually pull this off, let alone even try it to begin with. Most people are so overwhelmed with the idea of having to do what you are preparing to pull off right now, or some of you are already starting to pull off, depending on where you are on this timeline, that they simply don't take any action. And I picked up a message surrounding individuals deciding that it's too late for them, that quite possibly they're too old, so they may as well stay where they are. See, that in and of itself is an illusion, something that was programmed into you by the Matrix, by the simulation. Even when you're younger, whenever you're going after something that has to do with your destiny, you're always meant to feel that you're late, that time is passing you by, that you're too old. It's something that's been programmed into a lot of you so you don't step in to your power and occupy your rightful space inside whatever this is I'm picking up for you, Aqua. It's time to make your mark, and the divine is calling on you to do just that, because from my perspective here, Aquarius, you're not lacking anything. You have everything you need right there inside of you. If anything, there's just a handful of things, people, behavioral patterns, whatever it may be for you, that need to be released. There's nothing more that you need to add. It's all about lightening your load so you can step into said allocated position that I'm picking up for you right now. What do we have at the sacral, please? Chariot, Cancer energy at the sacral. Wow. Seven of Swords. Aquarius energy again at the solar plexus. So this Chariot is further reiterating the action that the divine is encouraging you to take. The Chariot is all about victory. It's all about movement. It's all about willpower, which is a necessary ingredient because you need to be able to overcome the gossip, other people's negative projections of you, other people's opinions on what you should be doing, who you are, who you're not, all this nonsense. Most of the people that are surrounding you right now, Aquarius, aren't as ambitious as you. They don't see what you see, nor have they been where you're trying to go to. So how could their opinion be of any worth to you? It's very important that you focus on this intended target, Aqua. And again, with the star, it's like you pouring things out, pouring things in, pouring out what doesn't serve you, transmuting it. I was also getting a message before the reading about transmuting any sort of negative projections into positivity, which is something I speak about a lot. And I feel that energy strongly in your reading here, Aquarius. I feel a number of you are creating things based off of struggles you've been through in your life, things you've overcome. I've been picking up your stories of struggle being inspirations for others who haven't overcome these struggles yet. This has been a theme inside the zodiac readings for a few weeks now. In fact, I feel that that theme comes and goes every few months. It seems to be when there's cycles ending, people are overcoming some sort of resistance in their life. That message comes up, and it makes perfect sense. It's to remind you that really your struggles weren't for nothing. That may be hard for some of you to accept because some of you have been through some serious darkness. But if you can find the light in that darkness and arm somebody else with inspiration to be able to overcome their struggles, I would go as far as saying you have fulfilled, or you're fulfilling, your purpose in this lifetime. Now moving forward, it's just a matter of repeating that same pattern. When you supply somebody with the inspiration to overcome their struggles in their life, this means that you have taken the necessary steps to place yourself inside your allocated position in the universe for the divine to use you to help enlighten another. And this is what I'm picking up for the Aquarius Collective. This is massive energy here. But with all of that responsibility comes the resistance, the burning of the left ear, Seven of Swords at the solar plexus. You are all being called to start recognizing this resistance in each one of your individual lives, Aqua. It's time to pluck this energy out. Now, what does that mean, to pluck this energy out? Well, you need to start positioning yourself to where these energies can't affect you, is what it really comes down to. Don't give them an audience or even allow their words to seep into your psyche. I'm picking up on some very toxic individuals, very parasitical in nature. These are the kinds of individuals that you would give your attention to for only a moment, and the collection of words that they put together to project towards you buries itself on a deep subconscious layer and has a way of infecting your psyche. The sooner you start to recognize who these individuals are in your life and not allow them into your auric field, your environment, your everyday waking life, the more growth you will start to see in your life. You'll start to move rapidly towards this energy that I'm picking up here of purpose. These individuals are the drag that I was speaking of. And the way they move is very sneaky. You don't see it coming. You can't defeat these individuals. They're demons. They're of the underworld. The only way you defeat them is, again, to not give them an audience. They get their power in the knowing that tactics they've used against you stopped you in your tracks, knocked you off your path. They get their power by making you feel inferior to them, powerless. They don't want you to have any sort of confidence or self-esteem to be able to press forward in this energy of purpose. It makes them feel powerful to know that they could knock you off your mission. See, we're dealing with some very dark forces here, Aqua. They have a sort of knowing that the spaces that the divine is trying to navigate you to has the power to inspire others. So if they think that they can stop you from inspiring others, it has a way of making them feel like they are some sort of god, that they were able to turn the tides in not only your life, but in the lives of individuals that you were supposed to have a positive impact on. See, even though you stepping into mission, into your power, is absolutely crucial for the mission at hand, the end goal of this mission is far beyond what your imagination can even begin to conceive. The moves you make in your life create some sort of domino effect, a ripple. You are an incremental piece in this grand divine orchestration of the universe. What do we have at the heart, please? Seven of Cups, Scorpio energy at the heart. An equal amount of resistance, and we get the Seven of Cups, 77. This Seven of Swords, paired with the Seven of Cups, is speaking on this resistance. It's speaking on these projections. It's speaking on these distractions that they're trying to place on your path, so you second-guess yourself. It's an energy of stifling your moves. It's an energy of procrastination, and it's a lot of diversionary tactics that are being utilized so you don't press forward any further. There's also an energy here of temptation, Picking up something surrounding Aquas in the collective that may be in relationships. Could even be friendships or family dynamics. But it's like they're trying to tempt you to stay or tempt you not to go a certain direction. This is a pretty common tactic that will be used against you, Aqua. But the thing is, anything they're offering to you will come to you with ease once you start making your way down this path. There's also an energy here that wants you to think that what you're trying to pull off isn't possible. It's a fantasy, that it's wishful thinking. It's okay if not every single person in your life supports the path you're taking, but what you don't need is discouragement and negative projections from people that have absolutely no idea about the path you're taking. That's how you can always tell who's for you and who's not. Because somebody who really loves you, really cares about you and wants the best for you, will just stand back and let you do your thing. And those are the same people that will come back after you've succeeded and said, I'm so glad it worked out. I wasn't sure what to think, but I just thought I would just stand by and see what happened. Those are supportive individuals, right? They don't disrupt your efforts to move forward in this direction. Now, in saying all this, the distraction that I am getting from all of you is heavy, which tells me that what you're heading towards is something quite extraordinary. There's been a lot of messages inside the Aquarius Collective lately that a number of you are on a path to create some sort of innovative products or some sort of invention, something like this, which is the Aquarius energy, so it makes perfect sense. And I also think that you're no stranger to not having people support Aqua. Most of the time, people have no idea what in the world it is you're doing until they see you succeed at it, and then they understand. What do we have at the throat, please? Six of Swords, Aquarius energy again at the throat. And the Six of Seven of Swords is again further reiterating you moving on beyond this resistance. The direction you're going, this is a rite of passage. You're in heavy manifestation mode right now with the divine. Some of you could quite literally feel the need to move or travel. There's some sort of passage forward or transition that I'm picking up here with this Six of Swords at the throat. Geographical influence can make or break you trying to pull a manifestation into your life. The environment you're in could be very unsupportive. There could be a lot of distraction around you. I feel that all of you are being called to start looking at the finer details surrounding these manifestations. You may be feeling some resistance and you don't know why. It's something environmental, Aqua. You know, about a year before I launched the channel that I have now, I was making attempts at uploading content and getting my channel to take, so to speak. And it just wasn't working. I couldn't figure out what it was. And then I just started getting all these very clear downloads through these extensive meditations I was doing. I was going through a very heavy awakening process at the time, and I was doing these 60-minute meditations. And I got very clear blueprints during these meditations and the downloads I would receive after the meditations on how I was to move. And this was all during the pandemic, right when the pandemic started, beginning of 2020, right around then. And the downloads were very clear in telling me that I needed to move out of the environment I was in. There was too much distraction. There was a lot of people in my environment that held an energy that was going to make it very difficult for me to launch anything that had any sort of success. And I felt very conflicted. We were in the middle of lockdowns. Nobody was moving anywhere. I just lost my business. Things weren't looking so great. Not only for me, but for everybody. But the downloads kept coming through and they were very strong. So I decided in the middle of the pandemic to uproot myself and move on a moment's notice from where I was. Entirely left the city I was in because I had a deep calling from within. Six of Swords energy at the throat. I knew that if I could get myself in the correct environment, I'd succeed in launching my channel. That transition was very painful. I found myself in dire straits there, trying to restabilize myself. But then by December of 2020, I managed to get some footing and I launched my channel, and the rest was history. Now when I look back on that time, it's magical to me because I recognize that as a time that I needed to go through. It was a part of defining the person that I was going to become. It also gives me the story of inspiration to share with all of you. So in saying this, Aqua, it's very, very important that you're looking at all the details that surround your life. And whatever you feel misaligned with, you need to have a serious think about. And you need to remove yourself from where that energy may be. Don't wait on other people to remove themselves. They never will. You need to take action. If you're serious about this path, this is what I'm picking up for all of you. It's very clear. What do we have at the third eye, please? Five of Pentacles at the third eye. This is representing that energy. It's the energy of lack. It's the naysayers. The divine has opened up this path for you. These individuals feel left out in the cold, but they feel left out in the cold because this is how they've chosen to live their life. They chose to be the resistance. They chose to be the naysayers. They chose to gossip. They chose not to support you. They chose to try and stand in your way. They chose to make it harder for you when they didn't have to. They chose to be the villain in your story. And when God prepares that table for you in front of them, he's going to let them know that they chose that too. Five of Pentacles at the third eye. They will be faced with karma that equates to the resistance they caused in your life. It's all a part of it. They'll see that they had very poor judgment when it came to you, and they're going to wish that they could turn things around. Although that doesn't come from a good place. It all has to do with their ego. And most of the time, if not 100% of the time, the only reason why they want to turn things around is so they can try and fool you in another way. This is a very clear reading of a whole group of Aquas that are moving away from environments that hold this poverty mindset, lack mentality. These are not people who go after their dreams. These are not people who listen to that inner voice and follow it. See, the hardest thing to do in our waking lives is to hear that inner voice from the divine, receive all the downloads, and actually put action behind it. This is when you allow the miracles to unfold in your life. The divine cannot wait to give you a story of inspiration to bestow upon another. We can never have enough. But it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of strength. It takes 100% raw faith that God will catch you. What do we have at the crown, please? Page of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy at the crown. We've been speaking on this energy for this entire reading. Here it is. This is the gossip. This is the naysayers. This is the burning of the left ear, right there at the crown. This is God preparing a table for you in front of all of these individuals. For some of you, there could be up to 10 people here. There's 10 birds on that card there. Some of these people are very loud as well. I'm picking that up here for some of you. These are the individuals that are all talk, no action. Doesn't matter how old or young they are. I'm just getting a very immature energy as well. See, when we're younger and we're growing up with some of our friends, we all talk about the things we want to do. And a very small percentage of you actually grow up to do those things. The rest of them just continue to talk about what they're going to do but never do it. This is you breaking away from that pack sort of mentality is what I'm hearing. For some of you, it's quite literally you having to remove yourself from a group of people to be able to succeed on the path that you're being called to step onto here, Aqua. It's very clear. There's confirmation after confirmation here. There's major success here for you in whatever this is you're being called to go toward. But they, whoever they represents for you, cannot go. It's just not possible because of how negative their influence is on you and how detrimental it is to the confidence that you need to be able to pull this off. What do we have at the foundation, please? Six of Cups, Scorpio energy at the foundation of the reading. Unbelievable. Goes along with everything we're saying here. These are individuals that don't have an identity of their own. They run in packs, they run in groups, and they want to tell you that all the expectations you have for yourself are unrealistic. These are individuals, oh God, goes along exactly with what I said about you growing up with people, right? These are individuals who are living in the past. They're still talking about what they want to do, but they never actually do it. And then as soon as they start to see you actually putting action behind your hopes and dreams, they come after you. This is quite shocking when this happens because you start to realize that these individuals that you've spent a large portion of your life surrounding yourself with have always been this way. You just didn't see it until you truly stepped into your power. You start to see that those dynamics you had with them were doing nothing but slowing you down this entire time. It's usually amongst these illuminations that it makes it a lot easier to start cutting these individuals out of your life. You start to see how truly narrow-minded they are and that they'll never change. What do we have at the sacral, please? Six of Swords, Aquarius, that is your energy again. And I read this in its shadow polarity. I realize it came out as a reversal, but I read it as a reversal already. So we have Six of Swords twice now. further reiterating everything we're saying here. There's just confirmation after confirmation. There's just this overwhelming realization now of how badly these relationships blocked you and how much stagnancy they truly caused on your path. For the family members that hold this energy in your life, a lot of you have been carrying these individuals' baggage without even knowing it for all of your life. It's like you've been propping other individuals up on the hopes and dreams on what could have been for your life, not knowing that they were the common denominator that was keeping you from the hopes and dreams, because they created these illusions and put this baggage on your shoulders that made you feel like you owed them something. I just heard carrying the generational karma of your forefathers. So several lifetimes of individuals in your family that didn't go after their hopes and dreams because they got sucked into thinking that they have to live their life a very particular way, that they have to live their life in accordance with all those that came before them. Oh, this is chain breaker energy, black sheep energy. Now, it's going to be different for everybody, but when you do have these realizations and you start to see what people are really made out of and how serious it was that they kept you from your mission, usually you have that realization once you cross the threshold and you get working inside that space. You start to recognize the importance of you getting into your mission, and then you start to see that everybody who really stood in your way is a kind of enemy. It's hard to accept this. It's hard to deny it. It's usually around this time that you have a paradigm shift in the way you perceive reality. Everything changes. You start to see that we live in an energetic universe. Even though we're limited on what we can see, it's still all around us. It's just beyond the naked eye. You know, the resistance, right, these individuals, to me, come in two different forms. There's the ones that don't know what they're doing. They're just doing what they think they're supposed to be doing, right? Following that generational karma, so to speak. Your friends, just following the patterns that they learned from their families. So there's that group of individuals. Forgive them, Father, for they do not know what they're doing. It's easier to move on and forgive those individuals. Now, it doesn't mean that you need to take them with you. Well, you can't. But you can pray for them and hope that maybe they're able to take a page out of your book once they see you succeed. But then there's the other kinds of individuals who know exactly what they're doing. And I feel that a lot of you have been dealing with more of those kinds of individuals. People that are jealous and envious of you, that you were able to pull off what they couldn't. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? Three of Wands, Aries energy, Vul at the solar plexus. Again, it is all over this reading. The delays, the stagnancy, the setbacks, creating obstacles on your path, telling you that you're a dreamer, you'll never pull this or that off. Aqua, the more resistance you've dealt with, the more pronounced your success is going to be in the face of these individuals. Now, a lot of you probably don't even care about that, okay, and that's fine. I personally don't care about anything like that. But you have to understand that the divine is using you to deliver karma to these individuals to hopefully wake them up, okay? So this is why they're emphasizing your success being very pronounced. And I feel the reason why the divine is positioning you for this is because whatever it is you're doing here, it's something very special. It's something innovative. It's something that helps other individuals. It's something that's very inspiring. It's something that gives to the collective consciousness. It's something that heals. What do we have at the heart, please? Nine of Swords, Gemini energy, Lyrae. False testimony. Further reiterating what we're saying here they are, spreading these lies and gossip. I'm also picking up something here surrounding people saying that you did something or you're not who you say you are. It's an energy of trying to affect people's perception of you. See, this is usually a tactic that is used out of desperation when nothing else is working. And make no mistake, Aqua, all they're doing is setting you up for even more success. Because now, not only is the divine going to pronounce very loudly your success at what they said you couldn't do, but now the divine is going to make sure that all the other individuals who they tarnished your name, or your character, or your reputation to, also witness the success of you. They have to. They need to make sure your name is cleared. And they also need to make sure that this individual is highlighted for who they truly are in your life. Truth and justice. Eight of Swords, Mebahil. So this is an energy of liberation. See, they were trying to put you in a box. They wanted to create restriction in your life. They used multiple different tactics here to do this, just like I said, with that Nine of Swords there. And see how this cherub seems like they're forcing that head that's in their hand to look at something? I feel like that's the divine, forcing them to see you standing in your power. What do we have at the throat, please? Page of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sag energy. Irithel, the preventing god. Propagation of light. Confounds the wicked and slanders. Saves from enemies. The energy feels much lighter now, Aqua. I feel this is you, now on the other side. All that you're dealing with in the here and now all of a sudden becomes a memory of the past. It's quite mind-blowing when that happens. When you create a bridge from your struggle into that future version of yourself, timeline jump, and you have that recognition as that future version of yourself that God was present during all of your struggles. The struggles almost start to seem like a flash in the pan. They almost start to seem like they never even happened. It was just this parallel life that you were living. And now here you are in your power, in your purpose, living out your mission, on your way to fulfilling your destiny, seemingly a much more empowered version of the individual you once were. And that is your rite of passage. Six of Swords stacked with Page of Wands at the throat. What do we have at the third eye, please? The Lovers, Hanuel, alignment, calibration, harmony. There's this energy of union that I'm picking up here, Aqua. But it's a union of self. It's you aligning with the higher version of yourself. Your feminine and masculine traits or qualities coming into perfect alignment, calibrating, propping you up in this new timeline and surrounding you with this energy of purpose. There's also a magic you're starting to feel that is all around you. When you can take all of that intuitive guidance, those downloads, put action behind it, and then actually see it materialize in your life, the way you were shown in your visions and your meditations, nothing short of a miracle. It's complete magic. But this is what I see you have access to here. And I can tell you based off of my own experience, this is very real. Don't take that intuitive guidance for granted. Some of you are getting these downloads and not putting action behind it. That's okay. It takes a little bit of time. It takes some courage. But right now, here we are, the beginning of 2024, and you all are really being encouraged to take this leap here. The divine is really trying to get you into alignment here. What do we have at the crown to close this out for Aqua, please? What do we have? Perfect. The divine wants you to take action. The divine is trying to get you into alignment. And what do we get? The Eight of Wands, Sag energy. Vihuel, the great and exalted God. Grandeur makes one passionate toward God, right? So this is you recognizing the miracle and the magic that's just unfolded in your life. You're accelerating on your path, now in your mission. There's a lot of action behind this Eight of Wands, a lot of movement, one of the fastest moving cards in the tarot. And you're leaving behind a version of yourself that once allowed the resistance to create stagnation in your life. But now, when you're faced with that resistance or that stagnation, you just play a little song on your violin. Completely unbothered by the noise, by the gossip, by the slander. It just becomes something that has no effect on you anymore. In fact, there's almost a positive side to it, because it's just further confirming to you, even though you don't need it, that you're right where you're supposed to be. Otherwise, why all the attention and fuss? Aqua, this is the message I have available to you, depending on where you are on this timeline, should you choose to accept. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, you can find all of my contact details in the description below this video. Take care.